Well, being mostly a financial guy, and I'm kind of like intensely interested in this junk, just even like it's a video game or something. I'm gonna elaborate a little bit why I think gold is gonna do really good this year with silver and oil again, but I just wrote down some of the main talking points here because I want to try to keep this real. And it is very unexpected when gold or silver or oil takes off. And you want to know, right? Because you want to be in that market too when that bull run takes off. One very simple thing is this, tension with Iran will push oil prices up. That is so plain and obvious that it's going to happen. I mean, it's happening and that's what's going on. And do we think tensions are just going to go away? No. There's going to be some kind of critical problem that's going to have to be resolved, and it's probably going to have to be resolved in a military way. So, oil prices are going to go up. Simple, right? And the correlation between oil and silver gets a lot stronger when oil is in a hard bull market. Simple, right? So, I'm not being a silver cheerleader, but I'm trying to hit some, if there's a war with Iran, what will happen to the budget? This one was something I was just thinking about. I don't know if that's going to break the budget per se, rot away or anything like that. I just think they're going to screw up because they had a hard time trying to even agree upon a budget, and they were pretty close to getting slammed down again. And the reason they got downgraded by the S&P back in August was because they screwed up. It was like they didn't even have to get downgraded. It's like if they could have agreed upon things a lot faster and there had been a lot more cooperation, there wouldn't have been a downgrade by the S&P back then. I mean, yes, they say, oh, the U.S. debt is so terrible, but well, I guess a lot of countries' debt is terrible, right? Whatever's going on there. But it's like I think the human nature is they're going to screw up. That's why I think it's going to happen again. So I think that there's a possible U.S. debt downgrade. Yes, that would definitely send gold higher. That's a given. Now, they might do it to make there's competing groups, right? Quite obviously, the oil interests aren't the Obama camp. I mean, I guess they could put pressure on Obama and all this type of stuff, but Obama doesn't control all facets of what's going on in the United States. There's groups competing against Obama, and unfortunately, I don't know if, I really don't have nothing against Obama per se, because in some ways I could see, if I was talking politics here, I could see Cheney as worst. So a lot of times I kind of lean more to the conservative side. I just think Cheney's a mean guy, and I think I read that guy very well. But, the one thing I don't like about Obama is that he was backed by George Soros, who is anti-U.S. and he says he's anti-U.S. I don't like that. But anyway, Middle Eastern tensions will send gold higher because basically in uncertain times, people flock to gold. That's one of the things they go to. They go to gold. And I think, the silver-gold ratio will possibly hit 30-1 on the next rise up, followed by a crash, which pretty much is, the scenario, right? The last time it went to 31 or 32-1, and then it crashed, obviously. So we're going to be hearing all this garbage again. I'm going to be selling. And if I think a short thing's coming up with a crash, I'll be shorting. So I'm going to try to get this exactly correct. There was a little, I'm not going to really elaborate on it. There's like a little thing down here to the news unit, YouTube. This guy's okay. I was listening to him. I think he's giving a very honest opinion. It was something about, I don't think, let me put it this way. Google and YouTube is in business, right? They don't promote anybody who's a con artist or anything like that. They are promoting advertising. Now, yes, I would get a very minor amount of money off this video, but quite obviously I'm not really doing this for money per se, like money, you know. But I just kind of wanted to elaborate on this because really the problem is it's not YouTube, it's not Google, it's not even the so-called con artist, it's the listeners, because they're buying into the con artist, you know. And I think this guy does have a valid point about some of these people are playing some of these people with fear tactics and all this type of stuff. I think he's accurate about that, but you know, it's really the problem is the gullible. But there's nothing you can do about that, you know, nothing at all. But I think, you know, I think that it is realistic to say that in 2012 the metals are going to do very, very well. I don't think it's yeah, I think there's going to be another crash with them, because if it gets too high, same garbage is going to happen again. That's why I kept saying over and over again, watch this ratio. I don't really know where this ratio is going to go. Maybe it's not going to go even as far to 30, 31 or 32 like it did last time. I don't know for sure. But it seems to be like as it goes, when it takes off, it's going to get closer and closer to this 15 to 1 or 12 to 1 or whatever the heck it is. And considering that the Dow is now at 13,000 approximately, and gold is like, I don't know, what is it, 1,700 something? You know, it's in the low 1,700s. You know, supposedly we're going to get, you know, with this inflationary type period we're going through, we're going to get the 1 to 1 where gold is going to be as expensive as the Dow. Well, that's a hell of a lot higher than it is now. So there's going to be something coming up. There's going to be something coming up. And Bernanke, you know, I don't know what the heck to say. No matter what the guy does, he's evil. You know, that's what I'm getting at. You know, no matter what he does, you know, because he really is not trying to push out QE and cause hyperinflation. That's what they're all accusing him of, you know, helicopter ban. So a few days ago he made a little statement that hinting that he's not going to do QA, and you know, silver was making his great gain, right? And it knocked it down. Yes, people were fast on the trigger, shorten it, but you know what? I should have been fast on the trigger, shorten it too. Now I am paying attention. So you know, people want to, it's not exactly a conspiracy. Some people are just more on a ball, too, for one. And I'm not going to say there's not very powerful people trying to screw over little people. That's always been. But it's not as, I don't know. Don't get wrapped up in a hype too much. You know, and that's why I pointed out to this guy, the news unit, you might want to take a look at him. It's pretty good, but I don't think the government, YouTube, and Google is out there to. It's basically, it's all about money. So, you know, people want to, you know, if he's accusing them of being scam artists and fear mongers, maybe they are, but that's what people want to listen to. So that's what Google and YouTube is gonna pay. You know. So I mean, that's, you know, it's not like one big conspiracy or anything. It's just, it's kind of like the average person's doing that. So that's the way it's going. But I think in reality, which is not really the popular opinion, we're probably going to have a very good year for silver and gold this year, and it is going to be followed by another crash.